queria começar sobre a sua história, tá? Eu sei que nós já comentamos sobre isso, mas eu acho que seria algo bem interessante para o nosso público. Saber um pouquinho sobre como tudo começou na sua vida voltado ao drift, tá? E toda a sua trajetória.
So back in the year 2004, I think it was, a friend of mine that I used to work with, he had a car magazine, and he decided one day to do a feature on these two guys that had 240SX cars that they would slide around, and they built them in a Japanese fashion, from videos they'd seen on YouTube and magazines and things like that. So we went to this photo shoot, and it was at a racetrack, and the guys started sliding their cars around a little bit, and I thought, I've seen this on the internet, but I don't know anything about it really. And it was the coolest thing I'd seen. I went for a ride in one of the cars, and I loved it. And I had been sliding my car around in the winter in the snow, and now this was on pavement. So it was like a huge revelation to me. It was amazing. So my friend decided he wanted to start a drift competition in Canada, and this was in 2004. So that fall, he did one event, and a lot of people showed up to see it, and it was really cool. I ended up driving a car in that event. It was an RX-7, an old FC3S, and it had a 350 with an automatic transmission. It was awful. But that's where my passion started, and that's where the drifting scene in Canada started. So after that, the next season, we did four events in Quebec, in Canada, and I helped organize the events. And then that went on through 05, 06. I received a car from Japan in 2006, a Skyline GTST R32, and I started learning how to drift myself. In 2007, during one of the events, Yokohama needed somebody to do a ride-along for contest winners. And they said, Ryan, you have a car, you can do it. So I did it. And while doing those demos at each event for Yokohama, the BF Goodrich people were there, and they wanted to start a team in 2008. They saw me driving. They said, he's good. We want him on our team. So in 2008, I was competing for BF Goodrich in a Pontiac GTO, did that for 2 years. At the end of 2009, unfortunately, I lost my sponsor, and I didn't have money anymore because I had spent so much money to get to that point. I was in debt and everything, the racing debt problem that a lot of people have. So I started judging in 2010 in Canada. And we had a judge from the US that would come up and help us from Formula Drift. And when he was coming up all through the season in 2010, he taught me so much. Tony Angelo was his name. And he was a competitor in Formula Drift, and then he became a judge. He brought me down for an interview and said, we think you'd be great as a judge in 2011. And I went for an interview at the end of 2010. They said, you've got the job. So in 2011, I became a judge for Formula Drift. That's where my journey started in the big world of drifting internationally. And through working in the US for Formula Drift, I made so many contacts that I started traveling all around the world doing drifting events as a judge in Super Drift Brazil and in Japan and in Russia and in all these other countries. So that's really where my journey started and got me to where I am today.